Namaste, beautiful souls. Welcome to the sacred journey of Kal Mantra. Embrace divine grace. Let the celestial vibrations uplift your spirit and guide you toward inner peace, abundance, and divine blessings. Open your heart, chant with devotion, and awaken the infinite grace within you. Have you ever felt that there must be more to life than what meets the eye? That beneath the surface of your daily routines and responsibilities lies a deeper truth waiting to be discovered? This profound longing for meaning is what brought millions to the teachings of Paramahansa Yogananda, the revered yogi and author of the spiritual classic Autobiography of a Yogi. Today, we embark on a transformative journey through Yogananda's timeless wisdom on self-realization, not as abstract philosophy, but as a living, breathing path you can walk starting this very moment. What if I told you that the peace you've been searching for isn't something you need to acquire, but rather something you need to remember? Yogananda taught that self-realization, the direct experience of our divine nature, is the birthright of every human being. This isn't about adopting a new belief system or escaping from the world, but about awakening to the sacred dimension of your existing life. As we explore these teachings together, I invite you to keep an open heart and mind. Some concepts may challenge your current worldview, while others may resonate with deep knowing. That's perfectly normal on this journey of awakening. Let's begin by understanding who Yogananda was and why his message continues to resonate so powerfully nearly a century after he first brought these teachings to the West. Born Mukunda Lal Ghosh in 1893 in Gorakhpur, India, Yogananda was no ordinary spiritual teacher. From early childhood, he exhibited remarkable spiritual awareness and had mystical experiences that hinted at his divine mission. At just 17 years old, after an intense spiritual search, he met his guru Swami Sri Yukswar, who would train him in the ancient science of Kriya Yoga. This meeting wasn't accidental. As Yogananda later revealed, it was the fulfillment of a prophecy made centuries earlier. In 1920, Yogananda embarked on a journey that would change spiritual history. He traveled to America to participate in an international congress of religious leaders in Boston. What was meant to be a temporary visit turned into a 30-year mission of bringing India's ancient yogic wisdom to the West. He established the Self-Realization Fellowship in 1925 to preserve and disseminate his teachings, which beautifully harmonized the essence of yoga with modern scientific understanding. His Autobiography of a Yogi, published in 1946, became a spiritual masterpiece that continues to awaken seekers across generations, from philosophers to scientists, artists to business leaders like Steve Jobs, who reportedly reread it annually. Now you might be wondering, what exactly is self-realization according to Yogananda? At its core, it's the direct, experiential knowledge that you are not merely your body, your thoughts, or your personality. You are in essence a spark of the divine, an eternal soul temporarily inhabiting a physical form. Yogananda often used the analogy of a wave and the ocean to explain this. Just as a wave isn't separate from the ocean, but is the ocean itself in temporary form, we aren't separate from God, but expressions of the divine. The problem, as Yogananda pointed out, is that we've become hypnotized by the illusion of separateness, what yoga philosophy calls Maya. This is why we suffer, because we've forgotten our true nature. The implications of this realization are profound. It means that the peace, joy, and love we seek externally are actually our natural state when we remove the obstacles created by mistaken identification with our limited self. Yogananda's teachings provide practical, step-by-step methods to achieve this shift in consciousness. Unlike some spiritual paths that require withdrawal from the world, Yogananda's approach is designed for householders, people with jobs, families, and responsibilities. He taught that the kitchen can be as much a temple as a monastery if approached with the right awareness. One of Yogananda's most significant contributions was making meditation accessible to Western seekers. He called it the science of religion because its effects are verifiable and repeatable, much like scientific experiments. The core of his meditation teaching is the practice of Kriya Yoga, a sacred technique that accelerates spiritual growth by working directly with the body's subtle energy system. While the full technique requires initiation, Yogananda gave many preparatory practices that anyone can start with today. For instance, try this simple exercise right now. Sit comfortably, take a deep breath in through the nose, and as you exhale, mentally chant Om, the universal vibration of creation. Feel how this immediately creates a sense of inner space. Yogananda's teachings on energy are particularly relevant today as science begins to validate what yogis knew millennia ago, that we are surrounded by and composed of intelligent energy. He explained how our life force, prana, circulates through subtle channels, nadis, and energy centers, chakras, and how imbalances in this system manifest as physical or emotional disturbances. Modern modalities like biofeedback and energy medicine are now confirming these ancient concepts. The practical application? By learning to consciously direct our energy through techniques like pranayama, breath control, and meditation, we can achieve greater health, mental clarity, and spiritual awareness. What makes Yogananda's teachings so powerful is their universal applicability. Whether you're a busy parent, a corporate executive, a student, or retired, these principles work because they address fundamental aspects of human consciousness. Consider the practice of energization exercises, a series of physical movements combined with willful direction of energy that Yogananda developed to prepare the body for meditation. These take just 15 minutes, but can completely transform your energy levels and mental focus. Or the practice of self-inquiry, asking who am I, not intellectually, but as a means to transcend thought and experience your true nature. Perhaps one of Yogananda's most revolutionary teachings was his emphasis on scientific prayer. Unlike conventional prayer that asks an external God for favors, Yogananda taught prayer as a psychological technology to reprogram our subconscious mind, what he called the storehouse of all past impressions. His famous affirmations like, I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am spirit, aren't mere positive thinking, but precise tools to dismantle false identification. When practiced with deep concentration and feeling, they can literally rewire our self-concept at the deepest levels. Let's look at how this works in practical terms. Imagine you're facing a difficult situation at work, perhaps a conflict with a colleague. The ordinary reaction might be frustration or anxiety. Applying Yogananda's teachings, you would first use your breath to calm the body's reaction, then remind yourself, this person, like me, is a child of God. Behind this temporary personality is the same divine spirit that animates me. This shift in perspective, practiced consistently, transforms not just isolated incidents, but your entire way of being in the world. Remarkably, contemporary neuroscience has validated many of Yogananda's insights. Studies on long-term meditators show increased gray matter in areas associated with emotional regulation and decreased activity in the default mode network responsible for our sense of separate self. What yogis discovered through inner exploration, science is now confirming through brain imaging. This convergence of ancient wisdom and modern science makes Yogananda's teachings more relevant than ever in our stress-filled world. Yogananda emphasized that spiritual practice shouldn't be confined to the meditation cushion, but should permeate every aspect of life. He taught the art of constant inner communion, maintaining awareness of the divine presence even while engaged in worldly activities. This might mean silently repeating a mantra while doing dishes, or offering each action as service to God. The key is remembrance, catching ourselves when we fall into identification with the ego, and gently returning to the awareness of our true nature. The transformative power of these teachings becomes most evident in the stories of those who've applied them. Like Sarah, a nurse who used Yogananda's breathing techniques to stay centered during hectic shifts, or Michael, who overcame decades of anxiety through daily practice of the Hong Sao concentration technique. These aren't mystical exceptions, but natural outcomes of applying universal spiritual laws. As we conclude our exploration of Yogananda's path to self-realization, remember that this isn't about achieving some distant spiritual ideal, but about awakening to what you already are here and now. The practices we've discussed, meditation, energy control, self-inquiry, and devotional service, are like road signs pointing you back to yourself. Your journey will be unique, with its own timing and lessons. Some days you'll feel connected and inspired. Other days may feel like struggle. This is all part of the process. Yogananda left his physical form in 1952, but as anyone who's deeply worked with his teachings can attest, his presence and guidance remain available to sincere seekers. His final words remind us of the eternal nature of consciousness, where Ganges, woods, Himalayan caves, and men dream of God. I am hallowed, my body touched this earth. Your awakening matters, not just for your own peace, but because as you transform your consciousness, you contribute to the evolution of collective awareness. Start where you are. Take one teaching that resonated with you today and apply it this week. Then another. Be patient yet persistent, and know that every moment of remembering your true nature is a victory on this sacred journey home. Would you like me to expand on any particular aspect of these teachings, such as more detailed meditation instructions or specific applications for life challenges? If this journey through Yogananda's teachings touched your heart, hit the like button. It helps others find this wisdom too. Don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell for more sacred insights to light up your path. Your spiritual growth matters, and I'm honored to walk this road with you.